The challenge for women who wear a headscarf in America is that it has become a symbol of Islam and Muslims. And we are living in a time politically where being a Muslim is not necessarily something that's loved. In fact, women particularly are at the brunt of discrimination and harassment. God says, women, when you leave your homes, put on a cloak or a garment so that you may be protected.
I want to be characterized for what I believe in. And I believe in Islam, and that's what I choose to show to the world. I choose to show that I am a Muslim, and that is why I choose to wear the hijab.
Well, I think that the headscarf is a symbol of strength for Muslim women. I think that Muslim women who choose to wear it are brave. Personally, I think that it's open to interpretation. So for me, I feel like I can be religious without personally wearing it.
So for me, it wasn't more of a, why did I start wearing the hijab? It was more of a, why do I continue to wear the hijab? Oh, you turn 12, everybody has to wear the hijab when they turn 12, so you have to wear it now. So that's how it started, but then over time, I started getting used to it, and I started finding reasons to continue wearing it.
Ultimately, religion is personal. Ultimately, when it came to dress and how scholars interpreted the text, it was based on what custom was at that time that indicated what was considered modest.
My mom wears it, my grandparents wear it, everybody. Like if you walk around where I'm from, Egypt, you won't find many people that aren't wearing the hijab.
I think it can be more of a cultural thing. If people around you are all wearing the hijab, it's a cultural symbol. In Pakistan, if you're walking around without a hijab, no one will really say anything to you, whereas I think maybe in some other countries, if you're not wearing it, people might think of you differently.
The challenge is that Muslim women wear a headscarf for many reasons. It could be because of ideas of piety. It could be for ideas of political sense. You know, if you're from a particular ethnicity, I want to show that I am Muslim. And we must recognize in the United States as well as around the world that there are women who dress like that because they are simply forced to dress like that, or they live in a country where that is a requirement.
This is why I love the United States. I've been to so many different countries around the world, right? I've been to a very oppressive country like Saudi Arabia. I've been to a more liberal country like India, and I've been here. When I'm here, I feel like women get to choose to wear the hijab.
In Islam, the general rule in jurisprudence is something is mandatory if it's based on clear text. Clothing is not a pillar or foundation or dogma of the religion, I would argue. Those issues are prayer and fasting and good character.
People who weren't so familiar with the hijab believed that it was somehow oppressive. The Muslim men are forcing the Muslim women to cover, and that's what they strongly believed in. And so when Muslim American women voiced that, hey, you know, I chose to wear this, it's not something that I was forced to do. It's first a shock factor, right? That, oh, wow, okay, fine, so you chose to do it.
As a result of being visibly Muslim, some men in their lives say, don't go out, be protected, stay in, be safe, don't travel. So I think it is a challenge in today's day that the result of women being attacked or harassed for wearing a headscarf has unfortunately sometimes removed women from society, and I think that's problematic.
I think it's interesting when Muslim men try to dictate how Muslim women act and what Muslim women wear, because that's not what the religion says. It is up to a Muslim woman to decide, and women have equal rights to men in Islam.
It's great that there's a discussion around these things, that there are so many women who wear the hijab and who don't wear the hijab, who support it, who say, hey, if you want to do that, go ahead and do that, right? And it's that power that comes back to the individual person.
The hijab is ultimately a choice for women. Women are given the choice to dress how they want, act how they want, practice their faith how they want. I think it's important that in a conversation about faith, leave out your own notions of how to practice.
That bond that you have, that love that you have, that forces you to be like ideal Muslim woman, that's between you and God, and that's not something that you can encourage or discourage. That's just something that has to come from within.
I think the hijab is a symbol of strength and power for Muslim women who choose to wear it, but people who don't choose to wear it, they can also be strong and powerful in their faith.
And both sides are perfectly fine, whether you wear the hijab or you don't wear the hijab. Your bond with God could be just as strong regardless, so it's not something that should be encouraged or discouraged. Personal growth with God is what should be encouraged.
I am a Muslim. I am an American as well. These two go hand in hand, and there's nothing un-American about a Muslim. There's nothing un-Muslim about an American. I think that it's a positive image that the Muslim women is being representative as a symbol of Islam.